Celebrating the hard work and determination of our area athletes. This is The Score on WQAD News 8.
Good evening and welcome to The Score Sunday. We've had another great week in local sports and we'll get you caught up on all things that happened this past week. Coming up tonight, we will talk with the Kewanee football team. The Boilermakers are off to a 4-0 start for the first time since 1999. The Quad City Marathon is only a week away. Race director Joe Moreno will join us to discuss the big race and how you can still get involved. We'll meet a golfer who is still pursuing her dream of playing golf while dealing with her own set of challenges. And our FCA Story of the Week features a cross-country runner who has an interesting hobby. We start tonight on the high school football fields out in Kewanee. The Boilermakers are off to a 4-0 start with another big game coming up in week 5 of the football season.
We are now joined by 3 members of the Kewanee football team. We have Jordan Johnson, Will Bruno, and Nico Poe with us for the next 5 to 6 minutes here talking some Kewanee Boilermakers football. And gentlemen, first of all, congratulations on the start. 4-0 to the season. First time since when, Jordan?
1999.
See, you know all the right answers. So good for you. All right, so Jordan, let's start with you. I was out at your football preseason, if you will, doing a preview out there, and you guys looked really good. What's been the key to success so far for Kewanee football to get you to this 4-0 start?
I think our defense has been really the key, but our offense has been flowing really well, and our passing and in the backfield, everything's been going really well.
Will, let's talk about that offense. Obviously, being the quarterback, I know I'd asked you back in August, having so many weapons, does it make it easier or difficult for your job? So basically the same thing. To be able to distribute the ball, spread the ball around so much, makes it hard for other teams to defend. So is your job easy or hard right now?
It's definitely easier. You know, these 2 guys right here are lethal. Keon's passion in the backfield is really lethal too. So it makes my job way easier. Get to spread the wealth a little bit, get them out in space, and do damage.
Nico, what do you enjoy about this offense? I mean, it seems to be explosive. You guys have put up points in bunches so far this year.
Right now, I like that. It feels like we can do almost anything we want and execute.
Jordan, you guys are coming off a big win over a pretty good Bureau Valley team. And I know that meant something to Coach, considering Coach Pistol was his college teammate, roommate. What did that win mean for you guys, though, to improve to 4-0 and kind of keep this thing moving in the right direction?
Well, everybody's like talking about how Bureau Valley is going to be better or beat us, and it like kind of shows that we're here and we're ready to play and we're trying to go all the way.
The 3 of you guys were sophomores a couple years ago when you made the playoffs the last time. Obviously, last year you couldn't do playoffs because of COVID and having it in the spring. But Will, what excites you about the prospect of one more win for sure, get you playoff eligible? A couple, obviously, make sure you're in the playoffs. But what kind of excites you about the prospect of that postseason football down the road for you?
We know that we need one more to be eligible, but we don't want to stop there. We want to go 8-1, 9-0, somewhere up there. That way that we can host a playoff game, host a few playoff games, get everybody out to Kewanee Stadium, get the fans in it. So,
Nico, I had asked you back in August about the conference, and you knew that there's no gimme in this conference in the Three Rivers. So far, you guys have proven that you are one of the best teams in the conference, and this week you line up against another state-ranked team in Princeton. So what is the excitement going to be like this week when you know you're playing a team in Princeton who's a pretty big rival for you guys?
Game's super exciting. Every year it's super exciting going against our rivals. It's even more exciting like knowing what's on the line. Last 2 undefeated teams in the conference. So everyone on the team's pretty excited about it. I'm sure the town's excited about it too.
Jordan, what would a win next Friday against Princeton mean to you guys?
We've been losing to them since 8th grade, 7th grade year. It would mean so much. Get the trophy back. It would mean a lot. And I think it would be great.
Will, what do you need to do to get that win? Obviously, they're a pretty explosive offense as well. Do you anticipate this possibly being a high-scoring game?
Potentially. I think our defense has been pretty lights out for the most part this year. So, and I know they do have a high-powered offense, but I think our defense going against their offense is going to be the best matchup of the day. And then I think our offense is going to be able to do what we've been doing. So.
Nico, we haven't mentioned defense yet. So quickly talk about how good this defense has been, because obviously teams have been able to score on you, but not to the point where you're not still winning games. So how good is this defense?
Our defense is super solid. I think we brought back 8 guys from that sophomore year team.
Yeah.
Rick brought back 8 guys that are starting, 8 seniors, and Coach wants to like say, do your job, and everyone on the defense doing their job. It always leads to good things.
Well, guys, congratulations on the 4-0 start. First time since 1999. It was your dad that was on that team. Is that right, Nico? Is that kind of cool to have the next be that next team?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome. Guys, congratulations on the start. Good luck this week against Princeton.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Time for our first break. Up next, Ready to Run. What you can do to participate in this year's Quad City Marathon or one of the many races that'll be run that day.
The Score continues on WQAD News 8.
It's almost time to line up for the 24th running of the Quad City Marathon. In just 1 week, you can be part of the 5K, half marathon, marathon relay, or run the full 26.2. Either way, it will be a historic race, as it will be the last time runners get to run over the old I-74 bridge.
We are now joined by the Quad City Marathon race director, Joe Moreno. Joe, you've been doing this now for a few decades. The marathon itself for 24 years. This will be the 24th running of the marathon. But I guess first of all, what got you into wanting to be a race director? Because I know you're a runner and you used to run the races, but what got you on the other side of it to be a race director?
You know, Kory, that's a good question. No one wakes up one day and says, I think I'm going to be a race director. It just happens. It just happens. And, you know, I think it happens by you want to be involved in the community in some way. You happen to be a runner. You volunteer for races. You're at a lot of races. And then little by little, it sucks you in and you just get involved and more involved. And next, you know, there's an opportunity to do something. And then you're the race director.
Do you enjoy that part of it, or did you enjoy the races more?
I enjoy that part of it, even though it's a lot of work. It's kind of a thankless job. I enjoy it. I miss the running part, the racing part for my races, because I used to be able to run the Firecracker Run and, you know, some of these races that I'm involved with, but now it's race directing and I enjoy it. It's a beautiful thing. The best part of it is at the finish line when the runners are coming across the finish. It's all worth it then.
Yeah, exactly. You do the Firecracker, you mentioned, you do the Freedom Run, and then everything kind of builds towards September and the Quad City Marathon. And this year will be the 24th running of the Quad City Marathon, the half marathon, the 5K, the relay, everything you have involved in that. What is the week leading up to the Quad City Marathon for you?
It's the week from hell. It's a tough week, especially this year because of the COVID has caused some issues with us. There's items that we're still waiting to receive that we will have them this week, but it really puts us in a pickle as far as race preparations. But the week leading up to the marathon, to any race, is always the most hectic and last minute details and just a lot of stuff that has to be done that sometimes it's you can't do it until then because there's prerequisites so that have to take place. But it's a tough time. It really is. And you know, then you have friends. I have so many friends in the running community that will they contact you for the smallest little thing, and they don't mean to be any they don't mean to be a detriment to me or the event. They're just concerned about something, and all of a sudden you get 100 of those, and that takes up a lot of time.
Yeah.
But yeah, the week before the race is very difficult.
How did COVID affect what you do?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So, you know what? It made us realize that there's some things that we've taken for granted over the years that we can't do anymore. For example, at the post-race party, we're going to be a little more cautious of how we're doing this and how we're doing that. Another example is one of our food providers will not be able to be there to provide food because the restaurant chains, as you know, are having difficulty with manpower. So how can they man a post-race party at the marathon? I get it. So it's just some trickle-down effects from the COVID.
This being the 24th year, when you started it, we were running over the Green Bridge. This will be the last time we run over the old I-74 bridge. Is this exciting, a bittersweet moment? What are your thoughts on that?
It is. I mean, I look forward to the future and the new bridge and the new course that we'll design. But it is, it's going to be a sentimental thing because that bridge has been good to us over all these years. What an honor it's been to be the only event to cross that bridge on foot like that. So we're very grateful. We're honored that we had that opportunity. But it's going to be a bittersweet thing because the new bridge is going to create some great opportunities, but at the same time, the quaintness of the old spans will be gone. It's going to be a tough situation, I think, emotionally.
And you're offering everybody who runs the race this year a chance to at least go onto the bridge. I know the 5K normally does not, but this year it will. Is that correct?
That's right, Kory. And I'm so glad that we're offering that opportunity because that's true. There's a lot of people that have never run a marathon or a half marathon and step foot on that bridge, much less a marathon. So here's a great opportunity to go over that bridge for your first time, possibly, maybe your last time. It'll be your first or last for some people, but what a great opportunity. So it's going to be the 5K route is going to continue as it always does on River Drive towards Western Illinois campus, turn around, come back. That's the flat and fast route for the Palmer 5K. So this option of going over the bridge is going to be pretty cool because I call it the leisurely route, the Sunday stroll route, where you're going to be able to go over the bridge, check out the views, turn around before you get to Bettendorf, turn around, come back. There'll be a water station up there. There'll be medics up there. We ask that people continue walking and running, not stop. We don't want it to be an opportunity where there's just so many people just stopping, taking pictures. We have the opportunity. We've been granted permission to use it as a run. So that's the goal.
Obviously, it all kicks off on Wednesday. You have the kickoff party. What can people expect if they show up down to the kickoff party? And where is it?
It's downtown Moline this Wednesday, the 22nd. Starts at 5:30. We'll have a couple food trucks. There'll be a couple kegs of beer for those that like to have a glass of beer. There's going to be a great band, The Textures. It's an opportunity to mingle and hang out with the race organization, with sponsors. We encourage our volunteers to be there and get their volunteer equipment and their T-shirts. And it's open to the public, so come on down and enjoy. It's going to be a fun time.
I know as a race director, you are always looking for volunteers. Are you still looking for volunteers at this point?
Yeah, we've got a few more vacancies left, so we're pretty close to capping that with the volunteers. But anybody that's interested in still volunteering, there's still opportunities.
Last one for you, and it's kind of twofold. Maybe mention the field a little bit. Repeat champions, people coming back, and then the joy for you to see the runners cross the finish line. I know I've been one of those that have crossed, and you're there giving high fives. So maybe talk about the field and then the joy for you at the end of the race.
You know, the field is awesome. Ian Frank does a terrific job, and we've got the past champions coming, the course record holders, Philemon Terrer from Kenya and Harut Gangal from Ethiopia. They'll be coming back. Actually, we have 3 past champions that are coming back. So it's going to be a great field. I think it's going to be a fast time, especially the half marathon. Look for the half marathon times, Kory, because we've really reached out to the regional runners and we put more prize money in the half. So I think that's going to be great. To me, race day, it all comes down to when the cannon starts, it's out of your hands. You just hope that everybody's in place and things are good. But to me, the highlight is when they start coming back and we meet them at the finish line and we welcome them to the post-race party and we just have a good time.
Well, if for anybody out there that hasn't signed up or hasn't been training, the marathon or the half's not for you, obviously, but you can still walk or run the 5K if you want. There's still time to sign up for that, all up until the day before or even on race day.
Not on race day, just the day before.
The day before.
Yep. At the Active Endeavors Health and Fitness Expo at the Tax Slayer from 9 to 5 on Saturday.
Excellent, Joe. Well, thank you so much. And I know I will see you at the start, and I hope to see you at the finish of the half marathon this year.
Thank you, Kory.
It's halftime. Up next, teeing it up. What a golf college is dealing with just to be able to compete in the game she loves. It's next on The Score Sunday. Golf isn't for the faint of heart. It requires endurance, dedication, practice, and a lot of patience. It also requires a passion. As Celia Palermo shows us, there is no shortage of that for a golfer at Sandburg who is navigating the college game along with her own set of added challenges.
All right, tell me where your target is.
If you didn't know before, you surely can't tell by Anna Duden's swing.
There you go.
Duden, a first year at Sandburg.
Good. You feel warmed up enough where you can bomb some drivers?
Yeah.
All right.
Is a new face on the women's golf team.
Show me your stuff.
I just love how competitive it is. I'm a very competitive person. It's different for everybody who plays it. It can be for all ages. Everybody can play it.
So competitive, she was the lone member of her high school golf team.
There you go.
Well, when I went in freshman year, they didn't have a golf team, so I made one.
What she did on the course was more than enough to get Coach Gail Hannum's attention.
There you go. She's very consistent. You know, I would say 90% of the time she's down the middle. And where'd it go? At the middle tree.
But there's something unique about Anna that sets her apart from other golfers.
11 days old, 10 days old, I stopped eating. I was taken to my local hospital about 30 minutes away. I flatlined for 17 minutes.
Those 17 minutes would change the course of her life forever.
I was air flighted to the Children's Hospital in Peoria. And then I stayed there for probably 6 weeks. And then I was later diagnosed with cerebral palsy.
Cerebral palsy impacts mobility, balance, posture, important skills on a golf course, but
yeah, good putt.
Anna's been lucky.
It's been challenging, but I've learned to go with it and learn with my coaches and just learn what I can't do, what I can do, my strengths.
So how is that translated with golf in terms of, are there things you have to do differently, or kind of how have you made it work?
I have to ride in a cart. I can't walk the full 18. But other than that, my swing looks a little bit different than everybody else's, but I'd like to say that it goes straight and long.
But Anna never makes excuses.
There you go. I'm amazed at how strong she is. She doesn't get frustrated too much, and if she does get frustrated, she doesn't show it, which is a great quality to have on the golf course.
And honestly, Anna doesn't see her disability as one.
Yeah, I just don't see it as much that way. I'm just a normal college golfer out here just trying to shoot my best round and not letting anything get in the way.
Her proof.
Even her competitors are really, truly, you know, inspired by what she's done.
Is on her scorecard.
Thanks, Celia. Time for our last break. Still ahead, run and gun. How a Geneseo student athlete is able to mix her two favorite sports. It's next in our FCA Story of the Week on The Score Sunday. It was another great week of high school sports. Now it's time for you to decide who stood out the most. Voting is underway for your Midwest Technical Institute score standout. The list begins with Erie Prophetstown standout Colby Franks. The Panthers quarterback piles up 290 yards and 6 touchdowns as they outscore Rock Ridge. And how about Monmouth Roseville's Silas Braun? The Titans signal caller with 252 total yards and 5 touchdowns, helping Monmouth Roseville to their 3rd straight win. The rest of the best look like this. Kewanee's Keontis Patterson had a touchdown reception, touchdown rushing, and a kickoff return for a touchdown all in the first half. Boilermakers are now 4-0. And how about Clinton's Jai Jensen? The River Kings stand out with 4 total touchdowns, 3 passing, 1 rushing, as they snap a 24-game losing streak. Vote for this week's Score standouts by following the link on the sports page at WQAD.com or go to Twitter at @thescorewqad to cast your vote. Polls are open until Thursday at noon. A Geneseo student athlete brings new meaning to run and gun. While Jade Flowers covers the distance for 2 Maple Leafs teams, she also takes aim in a much different arena. FCA's Dan Pearson has the story.
There are so many good things that trigger joy and enrichment in Jade Flowers' young life, including being a varsity runner on the Geneseo girls cross-country team, or competing for the Maple Leafs state runner-up track team this past spring. It's all been good. On target for good balance as a student, as an athlete. Well, Jade Flowers also has her sights set solidly on the Geneseo FFA trap team and the sport itself.
It's free. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, when I'm up there, I don't really think of what's going on around me. I just think of hitting the bird. It's just like a free space of thinking. My mind it just goes blank and I focus just hitting the bird.
This all started with family. Engaging.
It's definitely like a hobby too. I'll go out on the weekends and I'll shoot with my brother too. He always outshoots me. He's talented.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That day's coming though. You're gonna get him.
I'm gonna get him.
When it comes to meets, it's as challenging and intense as trying to score points for her cross-country and track teams.
We practice like we're gonna meet and then we'll stop and then we'll let another group go, but usually we'll stop, change our ammo, get a new box, and then we'll go back out and do it again. You just gotta be focused and you have to practice. Practice makes perfect, we all know that.
Just like cross country and just like track, Jade says one of the great things about being out here is team. And one of the things about being out here is the fact that the friendships and the sport can last a lifetime.
The people are really nice. They make it enjoyable. We're very supportive, and after shooting we'll talk to each other and like how we shot and then support each other and stuff. It's nice.
Jade Flowers, running and gunning, embracing team as she toes the line in both sports. With the FCA Story of the Week, I'm Dan Pearson.
Thanks, Dan, and that's our show for tonight. We'd like to thank you for watching, and we hope to see you back here next week for the Score Sunday.